All right, Patrick, you have watched a lot of Jets football in your life. And by the way, it's 9/11 yesterday. The city is fired up. It's communal. They've got the lights off with the shining, like every fan's got like some sort of green light. Rodgers with the American flag comes out. Here we go. Season starts. Fourth play, torn Achilles.
Achilles, right? Looks like Achilles. He's done. Basically,
yeah.
right?
I don't know if it's officially official as of the recording of this podcast, but it's an Achilles. Yeah.
They're all saying it's the Achilles. He tried to get up, but that look on his face saying, "Oh Christ, all this, and it's done." It's amazing, isn't it? It's incredible. It's and I'm sure there's a lot of people happy, but I'm not. I wanted to see him play there. It would have been interesting. And when you see Zach Wilson play, you can see why they wanted him too. He's there ain't much going on there between the ears with that guy, and so it is amazing. What a weekend! Now the Jets win, so people are happy. But by the way, Josh Allen, what's that? But
Buffalo, there's weird vibes in Buffalo.
But what a weekend for football in New York. The Giants go out and get beat 40-0, and Aaron Rodgers' last 4 plays. But the tabloids are happy, man. Don't you think the Post is happy with the back cover of Aaron Rodgers?
I got to check that out.
It's got to be great.
I've been dying to see that since it happened.
See what the headline is on Rodgers. Yeah, it is. It's phenomenal. It's amazing.
I think I want to say the best part because it was but the most I think the funniest part maybe of last night. So Peyton Manning and Eli did their Manning cast again last night, and this happens, and they were both just like distraught. Yeah. And at one point, Eli was asking Peyton about, all right, so now Zach Wilson's coming in, and Peyton was like, I literally spent every second of my prep for this on Aaron Rodgers. I watched. He's like, I watched Cal film, like I watched everything, and they get to a point in the second half where Eli goes, all right, so he's thrown 12 passes so far, Peyton. How many passes is he going to get? Are they going to get him to 25 passes or no? And Peyton was disgusted with Zach Wilson. Yeah. Peyton goes, no, 3 more passes the rest of the game minimum. And then they snapped the ball, and it was the one play where Zach Wilson ran backwards 20 yards. And Peyton's going, yeah, sure, guy, run backwards. There you go. Nice job.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it was a blow to everybody that, the ratings and everything else, and he gets hurt. But I don't know. He might not have been the worst quarterback on the field yesterday, as bad as he was. Jack, what has happened to Josh Allen? It's just brutal.
He's gone back to throwing dumb passes.
Brian Dable, moving out of the organization is what happened. It looks like
might have had something to do with it. I don't know. They do some stupid things offensively, even beyond him, don't you? I don't like the way they run their offense at all. Maybe it has Dable being gone. I don't know what it's about, but. They played dumb football. They should have won that game easy, don't you think? I mean,
absolutely.
I don't know about easy because the Jets defense is really, really good, but they should have won the game. Yeah.
Yeah, the guys up front. But wow, it's it's a talker to end the weekend, isn't it? No Rodgers. I really don't know what to say about it. Do you think they're happy over in Green Bay?
I think some folks are, but here's the problem. It ruins one of the great storylines of the entire season.
Yeah.
It was going to be a great storyline. It was going to be great fun. Like if he had failed as a quarterback, that's, fun to watch. But this puts you back in, and they're talking about, should they go out and sign Matt Ryan today?
Okay. He's doing a broadcast, isn't he? Broadcasting
CBS.
Well, he did the Vikings game. You may have heard him.
Carson Wentz's name is being brought up.
Oh my God! Who would you like out of those two?
Zach Wilson, Matt Ryan, or Carson Wentz?
Matt Ryan's not coming back for nothing. That's for sure. Is he?
He's probably making 7 figures with CBS, right?
Yeah. But he would seem less likely than Carson Wentz is probably looking for a job. But it's terrible. But what the hell? Green Bay shouldn't be mad at this guy. He won a lot of football games for him, and he did him a favor by making this trade possible, right? By saying, it was time for everybody to move on. He did him a favor by, getting out of there and taking a little cut so the Jets would sign him.
But now now that he's going to be out for the year, instead of a first round pick, the Packers are going to get a second round pick because he's not going to meet the the vesting level. Yeah.
God, you could just see how he couldn't believe it. Couldn't I mean the look on, like, he tried to get up. And, he stood up for a minute and then he said, okay, this isn't going to work. So it was pretty incredible, to say the least.
So at first anyway. I couldn't tell too. I thought he twisted his ankle and he got up. But the incredible thing on Twitter was the amount of people who are doctors who were watching this at home and immediately were like, that's a torn. Like, whenever you believe a team that says, we got to go get this guy tested, we got no idea.
The ankle x-ray it was negative.
We're not doctors. Okay. That's what we always get, right? You had people on their couch being like, torn Achilles, season done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at it. I would have no idea what it was, but that's worse than a broken ankle, isn't it? Torn Achilles.
Yes. At that age,
this likely ends his career.
Yeah.
If it's a fully torn Achilles, it likely ends his career.
Yes. So if this was baseball, he would then be going into the Hall of Fame as a Packer, not a Jet. That would be.
That's fair to say.
Yeah.
Although maybe the parallels to Brett Favre continue because it wasn't quite as bad, but Brett Favre tore his biceps. He was playing with a partially torn biceps, and then didn't he wind up having surgery after the season?
He did, but he played.
And he also was.
Yeah.
He also was sending out photos of his private parts to a good-looking young lady out there too with the Jets. That was
on a flip phone, by the way. That's back in 2008, man. That's like
40 pixels.
It's grain. That's very grainy photos.
How did he get away with that? How did we? I mean, we talked about it for 2 weeks and then it just went away. I mean, what a scumbag,
Deadspin got him though.
Huh?
That was one of the first main claims to fame for Deadspin, because it didn't get into the Post. In fact, it was good. We ignored it here when Deadspin broke it until the Yankees and Twins. If the Yankees and Twins hadn't played in the playoffs that season, it might have been ignored way more, because that's when the New York media came to town. If you recall, there was a day off between baseball games. It was Wednesday, so they all made their way to Winter Park, and somebody from the Post was like, hey, Brett, how about those shots?
That didn't break till the summer of that he came here, huh? It didn't break. I'd forgotten when it broke. It broke after.
It was after the Jets. After the Jets. Yep.
Okay. That's right.
It was 10.
Yeah, it did. Well, if anybody can talk around something with ambling, asking himself 40 questions during a press conference, he's the guy to do it. What a it's just
it is amazing too, like to your point, like he had this aw shucks. It was kind of the time that we were in 15 years ago. People were just a little bit more willing to sweep things under the rug, but this dude, one of the highest profile athletes in the world, sends pictures of his whatever you want to call them, giblets.
Yeah.
To the in stadium like MC Jen Sturger.
Yes.
And the reaction was just like, it's just Favre being Favre,
Yes.
He's just the gunslinger,
That's what everybody said, but Mrs. Favre, I would think. So anyway,
I heard it was bad. I heard bad at home.
Bad with the wife.
The best part of the entire thing was they played the Jets on a Monday night in a game that was delayed by lightning. And so the game gets done super late. So the Favre press conference, though, everyone, including the entire New York media, is in this small press conference room. And Brett finally comes in. And, of course, they start to, ask him about this. And he's wildly waving his left hand around to show us his ring. like every gesticulation, he's like his ring is going like
okay.
out.
I'm a married man, huh?
I'm a married man. Yeah, I'm a married man. I just want you to know, Miss Sturger, I never did anything.
You know, on that one play to Shanko, you know, it was a ball up the seam.
Well, you know, with all his snowmobile trips through northern Wisconsin that are famous for them taking, and all the lies he had to tell her through the years, all of a sudden she's got the evidence, or what? I don't know what the relationship was. She probably never believed anything he ever told her, but you know, it was fantastic. Speaking of which, we didn't talk about Mel Tucker yesterday.
Oh, God.
The Michigan State.
He's doubling down.
So I'm sexually harassing a person who speaks on sexual harassment. That's that might not be the good move to make there, Mel. But
I mean, how many have you seen a college football coach? He gets that contract a couple years ago. They win all those games, and he's the next 20-year guy at Michigan State. Yeah. Fall from grace that quickly.
Oh man, what a dummy! What a dummy! You know, it's consensual on the cell phone. It's consensual, and he's sitting in a chair, and he said, so the sexual harassment expert asked him to do this. Then, okay, if it's consensual, Mel, you're gone, baby. They might have to give you 10% of that $77 million, but you're not getting much more. Now they already brought in Dan D'Antonio to be the assistant. He'll probably come back as the head coach, don't you think? He's going to be lined up with he's going to be the co-head coach, I guess. So
the Big Ten's got problems. That's all I know.
Yeah, but Michigan State's got Larry Nassar too. So
Michigan State might just want to take a timeout.
They might want to just I don't know. They might.
Nebraska too. Nebraska comes out of the gate. Here we go. We got Matt Rule. Yeah. We're going to the Gophers. You know that we're going to go beat the Gophers. Then we've got one of the worst Power 5 schools in the country, Colorado. Oh God, they hired Dion, and they just get their doors blown off. So they're 0-2.
And they and our guy Jeff Sims has now got 7 turnovers. He had 3 in the first half as Colorado was beating him. You know, Notre Dame goes to the ACC and gets Sam Hartman, who might win the Heisman Trophy from Wake Forest. They get this guy from Georgia Tech, which stunk, and he's terrible. That's who Nebraska brings in. Those poor Nebraska people, every time they take the bill of goods and accept it, and they're ready to. Matt's worn out. Matt, had his 2 college jobs, and then he went to Carolina and was a complete bust. You're getting Matt in there. He's worn out. Matt isn't going to do it either.
Matt's press conference yesterday, he basically was pulling the Jerry Kill thing, which is, you know what, this is going to take some time.
Maybe I'm not a good coach.
No, this is going to take some time. This isn't how, if you know how I build a program, you know that we suck for a while.
Oh, we're already into that, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Did he do the year 0 thing that PJ did? Or maybe this is year -2, okay?
Yes.
So we're going to work our way up.
-2.
They did. Who was it that, wasn't it Mace after about year 6 or 7 said it was still a young program or something? Was that Mace that said that? Somebody said that. Yeah, year 6 or 7 is still a young program.
After the Texas Tech game. Now listen, it's still a young program.
Yeah.
Okay, let's calm down.
That still is one of the shocks, though, him getting fired because they didn't like the way he talked to the small cadre of people who were down there at the Pep Fest, and he was apparently very negative or something. And they got on the plane going back. Maturian, who was the president then? What was the guy?
Brunix?
Brunix, yeah. Brunix told him on the plane to fire him, which none of us saw that coming, really. Nobody.
They just signed him.
Yeah, that's right. Before that year,
signed a big contract. Yeah,
4-year deal, 4 or 5 year deal. Good for him. Turned into a sweetheart, by the way, in his old age. Took his money, made some more money here in the Twin Cities. He's just a good guy.
Man. He's become, yeah.
It's the Louis plan. I've always said Louis got hold of Mace and said, "Here's what you got to do. Don't be a jerk. Go on with Barrero. Schmooze him up, and they'll all love you." Worked out perfect.
Yeah, because the early years of Louis were fantastic, and then at the end of the '80s, by the mid '80s, they were broke, right? They had to get the guns to save them, basically.
Well, and Louis,
that was the earliest. That was when he first did it. That's right. But he took them over. They were broke.
And he did a great job, but he also drafted my guy Brian Lawton, and that sort of set him back in the eyes of many.
Yes. We kind of turned on him, but now he's the popular as can be. So I had lunch with him last week. Him and his whole crew of old timers. He sits out there at the he has a little thing on Wednesday and Thursday when he's in town, and I was with the Thursday group, and these guys, they come in sports shirts looking like normal guys, and then they talk about when their private plane is leaving from Signature. I think I'll go down to Naples this weekend.
You have a pool though. You're a classy guy.
I have a pool. I might have a new pool. You heard about the disaster, right?
I just heard that you had a pool guy out at some point. I don't know if I've heard the disaster.
I let the hose run for 20 hours, starting Friday at 2 p.m., and I didn't notice that I hadn't turned it off till 10 a.m. Saturday. First of all, 20 hours of precious Golden Valley water, which has got to cost me $300. And then the pool guy's coming over today. We're going to assess the damage today, but it's not looking good.
Sounds like we're going to need a couple more Turkey of the Year columns from Patrick.
Yes, they're going to have to drag me out the place. That's right. It's got to be 5 figures. I'm afraid it's got to be 5 figures.
Oh my God!
If the liner's gone, the liner before was like I didn't have to pay for it because the guy put the lawnmower in there and they paid for it, right?
Is this the most expensive? There's a question for everyone here. What is the most expensive mistake you've ever made? Is this the most expensive mistake?
We got the game of flaws. I call it the game of flaws, me and the wife, and she's pretty much undefeated. But this is now Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks. I'm Michael Spinks. This one is the knockout blow. The fight is over this time. All you can do is apologize,
Gosh.
So,
yeah, I think for me it was like $2,000 or $3,000 when my car got repoed from the Hubbard parking lot because I forgot to switch my auto pay information.
Yeah, that's right.
Between the towing fees and then, by the way, the rental car that I got, I scraped it on a pillar in a parking ramp and had to pay for that too. It wound up just being a whole thing.
That's not good. But this is right up there because it was 2:00. I look out there. I said, I think I'll put another inch, let it run for 15 more minutes before I go downtown. Well, of course, I was outside, going to turn it off. Then I said, I think I'll let it run for 15 more minutes. And not a good idea. Not a good idea.
The Twins screwed you. If you hadn't gone that damn game, you would have, gone back outside, remembered it.
Well, 15 minutes later, after I finally discover it, and I'm weeping downstairs, my neighbor calls and says, "Hey, I got a bunch of water in the backyard. What's going on over there?" I mean, it didn't flood anything. It basically watered his lawn for him. But
did it get in your basement?
No, it's going the other way. It was over the other way. It's going the other way. So, but God, what a. He's coming over right now. I'm meeting him at 10, the pool guy.
We should stream this live on YouTube. This could be great content, that guy. Pat negotiating with the pool guy to get it under 5 figures.
Honest to God, it's been more expensive. It's been more expensive through the 30 years than a kid. It's cost more than a kid, for sure. The money pit,
What would you have done if you could go back?
It was running better this year than it's ever run, though, because we got a new filter. The old filter was 37 years old. This thing was beautiful. The water was great.
Would you have just had a lawn instead? Just a lawn, or like a couple extra patio bricks or something?
Yeah, should have. It ran bad for so many years. Now it's been running great, and now this.
I've always wanted the hot tub. The hot tub, once I buy a house, a hot tub is high on my list to get. I do want a hot tub.
Are you going to buy a house?
Not in the next 6 months, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I know you can get one in Golden Valley. It's got a pool.
Sure, you can put a hot tub in right by the pool.
You can turn that water up to 90 degrees and pretend it's a big old hot tub.
That's right.
Good thing. So,
oh my God!
I think Judd and I will split the commission here. I think we just facilitated a
a deal. It's a nice house too, Dex.
Yep.
You know what? Studios. You and I, we won't have to pay the 4% for the realtor or the 6% or the 7%. We can just do this private sale. It's just do it here. I'll give you good.
We'll do it Thursday right here on Reusse Unchained.
Stay tuned.
That's right. I think you're new. I haven't met your new bride, but I think she'd like having a pool.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
she would. Sure. She would like it.
Have her friends over. It'd be great.
Yeah. All right. Well, Pat, we'll let you go tend to your situation, and we'll catch up with you later this week.
All right. See you guys.
All right. Reusse Unchained. You know, if you don't want to deal with a pool, but you still like getting out on the water, we recommend Bennington Pontoons from Miller Marine and Power Lodge around here. That would have been the play. You know, if you're Pat, maybe live a little closer to a body of water and borrow someone's pontoon or something. There are 3 locations in Minnesota, Power Lodge, Brainerd, Anemia, and Ramsey, and the Miller Marine in St. Cloud, and hundreds of Benningtons in stock across all locations. MillerMarine.com and PowerLodge.com.